All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to be building out the next project, which is project number 21. We're going to be building out Adobe InDesign 2022 Basics. So let's go to our favorite website, learntechprojectfiles.com, to get the project files. So we're going to click on Adobe AfterEffects 2022 Projects, and we'll go down to project number 21 to download Adobe InDesign Basics. Okay. Now, while this is downloading, we're going to set up the project file. Okay. So we're going to go inside of After Effects here, click on New Project. We're going to go to File, Save As, and let's go to the Projects folder. So I have my Projects folders in Documents. I'm going to click on Projects. I'm going to copy the format here that we have here, but we're going to make a new folder. So click on New Folder, and we're going to do 21. Project number 21, and this is going to be Adobe InDesign 2022 Basics. I'm going to hit Command A on the Mac, Control A on the PC to select all, and then Command C on the Mac and Control C to copy. Okay. So we'll do that, and then we're going to label this Adobe InDesign 2022 Basics. I'll hit Save, and we're good to go. Okay, now we'll go to Firefox and see where we're at. It should be just about done. It says 10 seconds, so we're just about there. We'll wait it out for a few more seconds here. And what we're going to be doing in this project compared to the other projects that we were doing is it's going to be more hands-on. Okay, so I opened up the Downloads folder. I'm going to bring this over to Documents, and then we're going to grab 21 and bring it into Projects, and then I'm going to drop it into 21. I'm going to double-click on this to uncompress the zip file. And then let's talk about what's inside of here. So we have introduction, benefits, what you will learn, students, requirements, and thank you. And then you're going to notice, you can see my beautiful mug there, or ugly mug, depending on what you think. This is a different style promo video than the other ones that we've been working on. Okay. Then you have the InDesign Basics thumbnail. Okay. And then you have the LearnTech Plus logo. So with this one, this is a raw file, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're not going to cut anything. We're not going to edit anything at all. We're going to leave everything kind of on the timeline or on the composition and just add graphics to it, okay? So remember, these projects for After Effects are not editing projects. These are effects projects, which means we're compositing what's already been done. Okay. So when you do compositing, when you do production, you have a couple different phases that you go through. You create the graphics in Photoshop, you edit in Premiere Pro, and then you composite everything together in After Effects. Okay. So the process that I like to do personally is I like to create all the graphics, then record the video and edit the video, and then bring it into into After Effects, not Photoshop. I don't edit videos in Photoshop. Okay. But so we may trim this up a little bit to make it work, but we're not going to be looking at the audio. We're not going to be listening to the audio. In fact, I'm going to make sure my speakers are muted, because what I want to do is I want to focus on the effects, focus on compositing, okay? The sound is not important for this, okay? For this example. When you do the assignment, you can use the sound and cut it up the way you want. And the reason why I'm giving you this project is I want you to practice, okay? Practice, practice, practice. And plus, I have a lot of promo videos to do. So we might as well make it a project, and you can actually see how I cut things up, okay? Minus the audio, okay? So now that we got all that out of the way, what I want to get, the point that I was trying to make is you can see that I actually am in the shot here. It's a headshot of me, which this is a pre-roll of me about to talk. And so the cool thing about using this footage over the other footage that I had is that you actually see me talking, and so we can add lower thirds to the video, and it looks more natural, okay? With the other promo videos that we were doing, I was just recording the screen, and then you're hearing my voice, okay? Here you can actually see me, and then we can add video into it as well to kind of add to that. Now, in this case, we're just going to see me. I'm not going to show any footage because I want to show you how to kind of composite different types of videos. I don't want them all to be the same. We want to kind of keep increasing and improving our skills, right? We don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, other than the reps that we've been doing, which we did 20 of similar projects. So now that I'm done rambling, let's get into After Effects and get to the fun stuff. So go to the project panel, right click, click on import, file, and we're going to go to project 21, which I believe I'm already there. Interesting. I didn't even know I was there. Okay. So we'll go to projects. So documents, projects, project number 21, or just go to folder 21, and then 21, highlight all this, and let's bring it in. Okay. So this is going to be a little more hands-on than the other projects that we did because the video was already edited for you. So you didn't have to add the logo. You didn't have to add the thumbnail. That part was already done for you. And so now we're going to be doing that part as well. Okay. So I'm going to bring the promo video onto the timeline or to the composition. I'm going to scrub through, and wherever we start talking, that's where we're going to kind of, so I would say about at 4 seconds, we can trim that down. Okay. And then I can bring this over. So that way, okay, that way we're good. And then I can trim down the timeline to be 56 seconds. And we can trim this a little bit more. And see, this part we can leave in because we're going to add graphics to this. Okay, so this, let's lock this layer because I don't want to do anything else with it. And now what I want to do is I want to add the Adobe InDesign Basics thumbnail. Okay, and I'm going to extend this out by holding Shift to keep the aspect ratio correct. And we'll just slap it in like that. And what I want to do is for about 5 seconds, I want the thumbnail to pop up. Okay, and then after that, we could just slap the introduction graphic on there. Okay, and let's shrink this down. Okay, now what we can do with this is we'll first shrink it from the left here. And let's give it 5 seconds and we'll have it kind of fade in. Okay, so I'm going to move it just a little bit more. So here you'll see, right now we're doing like a jump cut, but we're going to do transform. Let's do opacity. And so then when we're talking, I'll just scrub forward. Then I'll increase the opacity here. And let's see how that looks. Okay. So that looks really good. Okay. Then we can add benefits. Now again, we're not listening to the audio because when I record this stuff, it's like this. I know where the graphics need to be, okay? But when you edit this yourself for the assignment, you can listen to the audio and do that part, okay? The audio is important. I'm not going to dispute that. Everything I do is voiceover. So, of course, I think audio is important. But let's do this one now. So what I'm going to do is let's bring this over here just so that we can kind of get it to the same size. And we'll turn the ruler on. So if you're on a PC, hit Control R, on a Mac, Command R. okay, to bring the ruler onto the preview monitor here, or composition. I'm going to snap the guide here and here, and then also here. So that way when we do benefits, all I have to do is turn the layer on and then go right over here and make it fit inside of there. Okay, so I can bring it up like this, and we can see if it will let me do it. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. All right, and then I'll move this up, and that looks good. So as long as it's similar to the other one, it doesn't have to be exact. It can be whatever you want it to be, quite honestly. We'll set the opacity to 0, and I have to use the mouse. I can't type with my keyboard because I may stop the recording. I've done this numerous times, so I have to really watch myself having too much fun doing this project with you. So we'll go in a couple seconds, and then we'll set it to 100%, and there you go. And then we'll go to the end of it and bring in the next graphic, which is going to be what you'll learn. And we'll do the same thing, okay? And we'll kind of bring this down a little bit, and then I will resize this so it fits perfectly in there, holding shift to keep the aspect ratio. And then let's bring this a little bit to the right, and I'll bring it down a little bit more. There we go. And we'll go a little bit more, and I'll bring it over. I see a little space there, so I'm going to bump it that way. So now we're good, okay? And again, we're going to trim this down to 5 seconds, and then we're going to add our favorite fade in and then jump cut. I really like fade ins because it's a clean look. There you go. So when I play that, what you will learn, okay? And like I said, graphics can really take your video to the next level, okay? Just by adding a lower third can really improve the production value of your video. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a promo video. It could be anything. It really makes it a lot even more professional than what it already is, you know. All right, so then let's do this one. We're going to add another 5 seconds. And we'll put it here. Okay, so we'll bring it over more. And we'll go right here. I'll put it there. And I'm going to nudge it a little bit to the right so it fills as much as possible. And then we're going to adjust the opacity again. So we'll do transform, opacity. Let's set this to 0. And then go in a few seconds, and we will make it 100%. Okay. So we got that. And then let's do the next one, which is going to be requirements. So we'll go down here, and what we'll do is the same thing. Bring this in, and we'll bring this up. A little bit more. Okay, we'll leave it there, and then I'm gonna shrink this down. I'm gonna trim this up a little bit so it goes to 30 seconds, and then we'll add the fade in. So set the opacity to 0. So we'll add that keyframe. I have to scrub. I can't use the keyboard. Don't do it, because then you may stop the recording. I have to remind myself. I'm having too much fun, and we're only 14 minutes in, so imagine if I cut the video now and you'll be like, oh, what's the end of the video? I know. I won't do that to you, I promise. Okay, so let's trim this up and we'll put it over here, and then let's bring this down and we'll bring this like this and we'll put it right here, and I'll trim this down a little bit more, keeping the aspect ratio relevant, and I'll nudge it a little bit to the left, a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. And then we'll trim this down to 35 seconds and then add the effect that we've been doing for all of the other graphics. So we'll transform that. So let's do opacity 0. Go forward 2 seconds or a second. Bring it up to 100%. And then let's go over here. And right where I start doing this stuff, we're going to add the thumbnail. Okay. So at the beginning of the course, we dropped it here and then did all these. And then right when you see me doing this, let's drop it at about 50 seconds. Let's drop that thumbnail again. Okay. So we'll drop it again right here. And I'll trim it down. Okay. And then we'll expand it out. Clicking and holding Shift. And then I'll bring it to here. And we'll give it about 3 seconds and then drop the logo in there. And what we can do with this is we can have this fade in. Okay. So what we can do is let's adjust the opacity, set it to 0. Okay. And then go in a few, maybe a second or two. Have it fade in. Let's see how that looks. I like that. Very smooth. And that's the end of the show. Or the promo video. So we'll kind of go through this and just see how it looks real quick. And then you've done a more advanced version of the promo video. So great job, by the way. All right. And you see how the flow is. I'm just rambling on and on and on. As you know, I like to ramble. I'm rambling on, and then the graphics are just showing up. They're hitting the mark. So you see the thumbnail, and then you see the logo. So there you go. So like I said, great job on this. Here, let me pause the video. Or I'll just let it keep playing. I'll pause the video. Okay. So great job on this. I hope you enjoyed doing this project with me. I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.